We're really out here killing off the best character in the entire show. Only 3 episodes in, we gotta talk about that last episode of Agatha all along. Spoilers ahead. So obviously this episode picks up right where the last one left off, on the Witch's Road. And right from the jump, my goat Sharon just strolls away from the group and almost gets capped within like the first 30 seconds. Anyways, then they move along and find this majestic looking house, go inside, and Teen gets warned about Agatha and told that she traded in her son to get the Book of the Damned, and we don't know what happened to him. This is where we get the Mephisto name drop 4 years later after WandaVision. They finally did it. Obviously the show's trying really hard to make you believe that this is Agatha's kid. We end up finding out that the house is apparently owned by the Riddler. They find this riddle. To solve the riddle, they all have to drink this wine, which turns their face into this, and Agatha's the only one that doesn't drink it. Till Teen finally snaps her and he's like, hey, what are you doing, you bozo? You're gonna drink this wine or I'm gonna do it. And we see that Agatha also thinks that she's actually his son, maybe, because she tries to protect him and says she'll drink the wine to save him, pretty much. And you get everybody's hallucinations that were actually really cool and creepy sequences, but the tonal whiplash in this series is insane. 1 second you're the goofiest show on earth, and then you have something super dark and serious like this. Eventually they figure it out, they brew the antidote, and everything seems like it's okay, except no, they're a bunch of bozos that forgot about the greatest character in the show, Sharon. Didn't put her hair in the thing, they didn't remember in time, and they try to give it to her. And then it seems like, hey, everything's all fine, we escape the house, we beat the trial, everybody's alive, until the teen realizes that no, Sharon is actually dead. And then Agatha has the audacity to say the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard in my life.
Sharon's dead. Who's Sharon?
Like, tell me that's not one of the goofiest needle drops you've ever heard in your life to start the credits right after somebody died. And that's kind of my biggest beef with this show. That was a funny moment, but I can't tell if it wants to be serious in moments or feel like an SNL skit. Every single episode of the show has been enjoyable so far, but there's not really been one that's like, oh, this is actually a really good show yet. And I feel like it's kind of doing way too much of a WandaVision impersonation. And by that, I mean it's essentially trying to just emulate what WandaVision did with having each episode be a different era of TV. That's kind of exactly what we're doing with each episode being a different trial, and it doesn't feel as original because we've kind of already seen something very similar to this. And I know it's a spin-off with some of the same characters, so it's going to be similar, but I wish it was a little bit more original. And maybe it's just me, but some of the acting is not that great outside of Catherine Hahn, who is incredible in the show so far, but I feel like the other witches just kind of feel like very side characters, and I kind of wish any of them got killed off rather than the goat Sharon. This episode was also deeply missing Aubrey Plaza. We really need her back next week. She was absolutely incredible every time she was on screen in those first 2 episodes, so she needs to have a big part in the rest of this show, and I think we're gonna get that. I still think this episode's like a perfectly fine 6.5 to 7 out of 10. There were some really funny moments in it and some creative stuff. I'm just not sure how to feel about this show as a whole yet. These are fine foundational episodes. I just think this show really needs a great episode in the next couple here to really hook me in. Let me know what you think of it so far in the comments below.